Before you hear another kind word, before you trust another smile, understand this. Some people don't act nice because they care. They act nice because they are watching you, because jealousy doesn't always attack. Before you hear another kind word, before you trust another smile, understand this. Some people don't act nice because they care. They act nice because they are watching you, because jealousy doesn't always attack. Sometimes it studies, sometimes it smiles. And sometimes the most confusing betrayal is the one that never openly shows its face. If you've ever walked away from someone's praise feeling uneasy, drained, or smaller than before, this is for you. What you're about to understand will change how you read people forever. There is a moment that unsettles you, even if you can't explain it yet. Someone smiles at you, praises you, stands close to you, and somehow afterward you feel smaller, drained, or uneasy. Nothing obvious was said, no insult was thrown, and yet something feels off. This confusion is where many people lose clarity, because jealousy rarely announces itself with hostility. It disguises itself as kindness, agreement, admiration. The most dangerous envy does not confront you, it studies you. And once you understand why jealous people act nice to your face, you will stop questioning your intuition and start trusting what your body and spirit have been warning you about all along. Jealous people act nice because open hostility would expose them too quickly. If they were openly bitter, distant, or aggressive, you would instinctively protect yourself. Niceness becomes their camouflage. By appearing supportive, they earn access to your thoughts, your plans, your vulnerabilities, and your momentum. Their friendliness is not generosity, it is strategy. They smile so they can stay close enough to compare, measure, and quietly compete. The goal is not connection. The goal is proximity without suspicion. At the root of this behavior is an internal conflict they cannot resolve. They admire something about you, your confidence, your growth, your peace, your attention, or your potential. But instead of using that feeling as inspiration, it becomes a mirror that reflects everything they believe they lack. Rather than confront their insecurity, they mask it. Acting nice allows them to deny their jealousy, even to themselves. They can say, "I support you," while silently resenting that you are becoming something they fear they never will. This false kindness also gives them a sense of moral superiority. When they behave politely while feeling envy, they convince themselves they are being good people. They tell themselves they are mature, evolved, and above negativity. But suppression is not healing. Jealousy that is buried does not disappear. It leaks through subtle comments, delayed support, backhanded compliments, selective silence, and quiet satisfaction when you struggle. Niceness becomes the mask that hides unresolved resentment. Another reason jealous people act nice is control. Open conflict would remove their influence, but friendliness keeps you relaxed. When you trust them, you are less guarded with your energy and your decisions. They can observe your progress in real time, track your wins, and note your weaknesses without resistance. This is why their kindness often feels slightly performative, slightly excessive, or oddly timed, appearing strongest when you are rising and fading when you need real support. The unsettling truth is that jealousy does not always want you to fail immediately. Sometimes it wants you close. Sometimes it wants to understand you before it undermines you. And this is why your discomfort around nice people matters more than their words. One of the clearest ways jealousy hides behind niceness is through subtle contradiction. Jealous people often praise you in public, but question you in private. They may congratulate you in front of others, yet later ask probing questions that feel less like curiosity and more like doubt. These moments are easy to dismiss because they are wrapped in concern or humor, but underneath them is an attempt to destabilize your certainty. They are not trying to understand your path, they are trying to plant hesitation in it. Another quiet sign appears in their timing. Jealous people tend to act most supportive right before something good happens for you, then slowly withdraw once you succeed. They were present during the preparation phase when comparison felt manageable, but once your growth becomes visible and undeniable, their energy shifts. Messages become shorter. Encouragement fades. The warmth they once showed cools into polite distance. This isn't coincidence, it's emotional self-protection. Your success forces them to confront what they haven't done. Jealous niceness also shows up through selective listening. They remember details about your struggles, but seem to forget your strengths. They bring up your past mistakes more clearly than your recent progress. When you share a win, they may acknowledge it briefly, then redirect the conversation back to themselves or someone else. This isn't accidental. It's a way to minimize the emotional impact of your growth while maintaining the appearance of being supportive. There is also a specific kind of compliment that carries jealousy within it, the kind that subtly lowers you while pretending to lift you. Statements like, "I could never do that," "I'm not as lucky as you," or "You're brave," "I'm just not built like that," sound harmless, even humble. But they place distance between effort and outcome, turning your discipline into chance and your consistency into luck. This allows them to admire you without acknowledging the work it would require for them to grow. Jealous people often act nice because it gives them information. When you feel safe, you speak freely. You share doubts, fears, and hopes. To them, this is valuable data, not necessarily because they want to use it against you openly, but because it reassures them. Knowing your insecurities makes your confidence feel less threatening. It restores their sense of balance. Jealousy becomes especially confusing when it exists alongside admiration. This is the version that keeps people close to you the longest. They genuinely see something in you they respect, but instead of allowing that admiration to motivate growth, it turns inward and creates quiet resentment. They want to be near what inspires them, yet being close also reminds them of their own inaction. This is why some jealous people study you more than they support you. They notice your habits, your tone, your timing, the way others respond to you. They mirror certain traits while subtly resisting others. On the surface, it can feel like closeness, but underneath, there is constant comparison. Jealous niceness often carries a sense of dependency. Instead of celebrating your independence, they feel safer when you appear uncertain. When you doubt yourself, they feel more present. When you grow stronger, they retreat. Your instability comforts them. Your strength unsettles them. Another reason jealousy hides behind kindness is fear of exposure. Acting nice allows them to remain socially acceptable while privately wrestling with feelings they don't know how to process. That tension leaks through passive resistance, delays, omissions, half support, and quiet withdrawal. Over time, this dynamic affects how you see yourself. You minimize wins, you soften joy, you shrink to preserve harmony. Jealous niceness doesn't attack you, it teaches you to dim yourself. Jealousy disguised as kindness does not remain passive forever. It turns into interference. Advice becomes hesitation. Support becomes delayed. Encouragement arrives late or not at all. Nothing dramatic happens, yet your momentum slows. Caution appears exactly when you're ready to move. Doubt is framed as care, and because it sounds reasonable, you listen until your confidence erodes. Delayed support becomes emotional drag. Selective enthusiasm signals how far you're allowed to go, and subtle doubt slowly disconnects you from your instincts. Your intuition notices this long before your mind can explain it. Your body tightens. You feel drained after pleasant conversations. This is incongruence, and it matters. You begin hesitating to share good news. You manage reactions. You shrink. This is adaptation, not weakness. You contract where you should expand. You monitor yourself where you should feel free. You don't need proof to protect yourself. Awareness does not require confrontation. Boundaries don't require accusation. So you respond quietly. You stop oversharing. You move without announcing. You let progress speak. Distance clarifies. Neutrality dissolves the dynamic. You stop trying to fix what isn't yours, and something shifts. You attract cleaner energy. Support feels light. Peace returns. Your growth doesn't create jealousy. It reveals it. Roles shift. Hierarchies collapse. Comparison intensifies. Your calm becomes unsettling. Your certainty can't be competed with. Some don't even know they're jealous They just feel discomfort near your becoming. So refinement happens, fewer walk beside you, alignment replaces familiarity. Jealousy becomes a signpost, a signal that you are crossing a threshold. And when you finally understand all of this, something settles. Confusion ends. Peace begins. You stop editing joy. You stop explaining growth. You stop mistaking politeness for loyalty. You listen to how people make you feel, not what they say. Life feels lighter. Direction becomes clear. Self-trust returns. Jealousy loses power when it can't reach your sense of worth. Those aligned don't need masks. Their support feels clean and steady. And from this place, calm, grounded, and unbothered, you move forward, no longer shaped by who stays close, but by who you choose to become.